WEHT Local Lifestyles continues.
Medicare for All leaves us with far more questions than answers these days. And so I'm so glad my friend Gina Downs of Senior Connection is here to help us if you can. It's complicated. I mean, that joke about it's complicated, that doesn't even say it, does it?
No, not even. I have been researching this to try to figure out what they actually want to do, and it makes no sense. It is just very confusing how they all plan to do this, because there are actually 8 different proposals. So it's very similar to when they wanted to make changes to the Affordable Care Act. They had 10 options there. This one has 8 options. They vary from a true Medicare for all situation where everybody in the nation would have the ability to be covered by the plan. They've got buy-in options for Medicare for older individuals, buy-in options for anybody, and then Medicaid buy-in options if the state wants to allow it. So there's lots of different
So even
versions.
that moving part, the state has got a voice in it too, if that plan goes. So is that part of like another one, and then there's the third, which is, oh, well, whatever?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Well, people have got to be calling and asking you, what does this mean to me? Who's really going to be, well, you can't even answer this question, who's going to be affected by this?
Yeah, it could affect everybody. We've not really had any questions about it yet, thankfully, but because it's so up in the air, they haven't really gotten through the House or the Senate to go anywhere with it. But there are pros to it. You know, if it does give insurance availability to everybody, then that's a good thing. And it's going to keep that ACA option in there. Some of the options that are hybrids, it keeps the options for people to purchase insurance through their ACA or keep their employer coverage or have the Medicare plan or hybrid of all of it. But there's going to still be out-of-pocket costs. There's still going to be affordability issues. So there are pros and cons to it, but the funding for it is up in the air if they're going to take.
That was my next question.
Exactly.
I mean, it's great to have an idea, but where's the money support going to come from?
It still has to be from taxes. Bernie Sanders, his idea for it is to basically revamp the entire Medicare funding system,
which is something he's talked about since he's been talking.
Yes, exactly. And you know, you're taking that money, but it still has to go to somewhere. So it's still going to this Medicare for all. You're just changing the name of how it's being provided to people. They're talking about changing provider payments. Well, Medicare and Medicaid are some of the lowest paying to providers. And so they have to make it up somewhere, and that's usually through charging group insurance more. Well, if you get rid of that option, then the providers are still going to get paid less. So it really does.
Well, how will it ever be resolved? And again, I know you can't answer that question, but this is the kind of coffee conversations people are having.
Yeah.
What is the answer? What's the next step? And what can anybody as an individual say or do or add in their input?
They need to contact their representatives. Definitely contact your representatives and give your feelings on this so they know when they are voting that they have your opinions in mind and your thoughts about it. My personal opinion, a version of a buy-in option for older individuals. They have one that talks about people who are in the 50 to 65-year-old range having a Medicare buy-in option. So you're covered under Medicare, but you still have to pay more than the 65-year-old population does, because that population, if you retire and you lose your group insurance, it is unaffordable to cover yourself on insurance.
Which is the last time in your life you need something to be unaffordable.
Exactly.
You need it to be affordable.
You are working your entire life to save up money so that you can enjoy your retirement. You do not want to spend it on insurance. Not a single person wants to spend their money on insurance. So you don't want to be spending thousands of dollars a month on insurance. So
well, where can people go to learn what you're reading? You're studying this now. Where can you send them to?
I go to Kaiser Family Foundation. Kaiser Family Foundation, they are an excellent resource. They're a nonprofit. They're very unbiased. They pull information from all over the place. Pew Research has good information.
They always are a good source.
So that's where I'm looking at to see kind of, you know, an unbiased option for reading. I don't want to know one way or the other. I want to know the good, the bad, and the ugly about the options.
Well, thank you for muddying the water further.
That's always what I do. That's what I'm here for.
Now, it's all clear to me now. I feel so much better.
Exactly.
Give Gina a call with all of your questions. She is doing the research, and hopefully we'll come to a resolution for all of us.
It's going to be a while, but yes.
Thank you, Gina.
You're welcome.
We'll be back with more Lifestyles right after this. Stay with us.
This portion of Lifestyles is sponsored by Senior Connection.